Oh, we're going live. What's going on,
Shalom.
boys?
Shalom.
Show me.
Greetings.
I want to see more of your thigh, Caster.
Not this early on in the stream, mate.
You gotta join the Patreon for that.
No.
How are we feeling then, boys? How are we?
I'm really interested to see what Leo and Avira come up with.
Goodness. They've got a hell of a job in front of them, haven't they?
What's that? 12 songs minus the 4 songs we've released.
Can you do that? Can you do those maths?
That's right. 8 songs.
8 songs.
Here we go. We're already getting told off for being late. Welcome to the party, Gavin.
Fuck off, Gavin. Fuck me. So needy. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Levi. We got Johnny Virgo and we got Caster. We're hanging out. Our album comes out tomorrow. What do you say?
Well, to be precise...
It's out now, really, isn't it? There's some people in the world who are listening to an old version of our new album right now.
If you're in Russia, you've already illegally downloaded it.
That's right.
So
fair play.
Fair play. Considering 8 of the songs we're going to have to rewrite.
Yeah, did you know that back in the day when illegal downloading was all the rage, that was the difference between getting discovered and not getting discovered? I reckon we do better in an era of illegal downloading than we would in an era of Spotify.
I think that might be true.
That's my hot take.
We're the sort of band that you'd accidentally download on LimeWire thinking you were downloading Killswitch Engage.
A million times. And we would upload our songs purposefully under the band names of decent bands just to get.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Bring Me the Horizon? There was I can't remember what the band was called, but they uploaded one of their songs as Bring Me the Horizon because they were an absolute hype on LimeWire back in those days, and everyone was like, "It sounds like Bring Me the Horizon." There was one who did Slipknot and one band that did Bring Me the Horizon, and I swear those 2 bands got big because they literally pretended to be the biggest bands on the most sort of viral bands on LimeWire.
I mean, let's be honest. If we changed our name to Bring Me the Horizon, I think there's a marketing strategy in there somewhere. I think, boys.
Why haven't more people done that already?
Maybe everyone just needs to change their name to Bring Me the Horizon.
It must just all be in the name, really.
What, or like, maybe not even... I mean, Bring Me the Horizon are big, but they're not Take That, are they? So we could change our name to Take That.
Take That,
or
Take
Elvis.
That.
Or Michael Jackson. Maybe not Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I think that's a brand in itself, isn't it? And, you know, not one that isn't cast with dispersions.
Yeah.
Andrew Mould is saying, so glad the boys Immerse are supporting. Fully deserve the recognition. To be honest, we're just glad they know who we are. We're pleased that they would allow us to headline our own show.
I will say, it is a very nice lineup of nice bands. I was listening to Sunfall this morning.
Sunfall is so sick, man. Like,
they're fucking good.
When we were sort of looking at who we wanted to support, there was this band Sunfall that appeared on the suggestion list, and I went, okay, let's have a look. It fucking bangs, boys.
It does. They are pretty heavy, aren't they?
I like it a lot.
I like Lightwave because the guitarist used to be in one of my favorite bands. Do you guys remember Griever?
Griever, yeah, big time.
Yeah, loved Griever.
Johnny boy.
That's right. So pleased to have those guys, and then Immerse. What a
lovely boys.
What a bunch of guys.
We're assuming.
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless their pictures deceive us.
Yeah. So yeah.
Quick one, guys. Jay Andrews is from Hoddesdon, Hertfordshire.
Wow! I can't believe it. That Hertfordshire's not far from Camden.
Do you know where it is?
You're going to say Bolton?
Manchester.
There you go. I was close enough. Manchester. They're probably live on multiple platforms, dude. We absolutely are. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. So good spot there, Jacob.
Sophie says, how are we? I'm fine.
Is that Sophie? Sophie?
It is Sophie. It's, the one that keeps turning up to our shows. Can't get enough of this boy.
Giving me tequila shots to do through this match.
Dude.
Worst mistake of my life.
That Bristol show. You know what? That's actually a highlight of that's one of my highlights of our whole career, is that Bristol show. Absolutely destroying a venue that was not equipped for us. Have we ever been to Newcastle? We sure have.
Are you talking about the 65 capacity one on a mezzanine floor in the top of the pub?
The one I was talking about in Bristol, yeah.
Decent show. Sad times.
With one PA speaker hanging over the staircase. So, realistically, if you wanted to get the best sound, you would stand on the stairs.
That's it. It was
health and safety hazard, but people did it.
It was an interesting show. You passed around your hat. We made more money in the hat than we did on merch that night. It was good. Had a lot of fun with that. Okay. Shall we get to business, boys? What's the what's the agenda, Johnny?
Well, we've got a couple of things to go through. I think first of all, we've got a show that we've alluded to already. Secondly, we've got an album which has also been rumored. And then I think, well, I mean, that's as far as I go. I think, the album probably is going to take up the lion's share of this call. We're going to take some questions. We're going to probably take some questions as we go through. How about we stop for a question or two after each song? I'm going to go through the songs, tell you what to expect. We don't fully know ourselves what to expect apart from on 4 of them, but
yeah, I mean, there is just a question here I would like to answer before we dive into the album. Steve would like to know if Levi, me, does all the vocals. I do both the male and the female vocals. So yes,
As in Kellen Quinn's parts and your parts.
There was a review that said they do fantastic male and female vocals. So yeah, that's me. I am the male and the female, and I do all the vocals. Si, thanks for asking.
Well, I mean, not all of them, but
especially not live.
Especially, well, no, I not done Ben's parts, and I've not done Kellen's parts. But
whoa!
What?
Yeah,
is Johnny not getting a little mention here?
Not even a doff of the hat on this album.
Are you on the album?
Yeah, in several places.
Which songs?
We'll get there. Are you
still on them after they write it?
This is the problem with you, Levi, is that there have been songs in the past that I've entirely written, recorded, sent over, and still to this day, Levi will call me up and go, God, that song I wrote was just so good. I couldn't believe it. A good example is Stitches and Glitches, one of our better songs.
Stitches and Glitches and Bitches.
Levi certainly still believes that he wrote that when he had absolutely no hand in.
Well, I can tell you what, I didn't write those guitars.
Anyway, onto more pressing issues. So we have a show at the Black Heart in Camden on Saturday. It is our album release party, and we're aware that public transport isn't on our side, but what we're also aware of is that it's going to be an absolute banger. We've got a bunch of people who are going to turn up. We're almost certain of it. If they don't, then they'll have wasted a lot of money.
Some of them not even in bands on the roster.
The bands that are in, it's going to be phenomenal, and we want everybody to get there nice and early. Show up wearing your best. So I'm not having any half-dressed people. That's not gonna fly. Not this time. So there is a dress code, no trainers, and we'll be kicking anyone out who makes too much of a scene. So the long and short of it is, it's going to be a lot of fun, but a lot of carefully planned fun. And we can't wait to see you. Is anyone actually coming?
I would imagine I'm definitely going to be there. Albums of Bikini Bottom. Can't wait to listen to the album.
Oh, hello.
Albums of Bikini Bottom. I'm surprised they haven't already heard it.
Yeah, that's fucking true.
Anyway, how many blares are we getting on this album? Moonbeam, what we'll do is when we go through, we'll run a blare count, but I'll be honest, I think you'll be disappointed.
Yeah, I would wager. You know what? I'm just going, as a backup plan, I'm going to get the lyrics up.
It's a good shout.
It's just on my end.
The only one that springs to mind is Should Have Been.
Well,
that's very obvious. Yeah.
Kim OC, Little Trainers will be accepted. That goes without saying. But thanks very much for raising it. Hendrix, what guitar do you use? I reckon we're going to dust off the PRS for this gig. We're gonna go all out for this one.
Are you both using PRSs?
I think so. Despite the fact that we did our production rehearsal with two completely different guitars, I think we're probably gonna do what we can to derail that.
Can you remind me what PRS stands for again?
Yeah, Paul Reed Smith. It is a gentleman's name.
Oh, I was expecting it.
You're expecting something different than that. You're expecting to be told something false. Well, psych.
I have the official Blair count of the album. You want to just say it later?
That was too quick, so prepare to be disappointed.
I just command F'd it. So,
Sophie, there will be canapes. There's always canapes when I'm around. Albums of Bikini Bottom. Don't tell everyone, otherwise they'll realize that I haven't shipped theirs. So, so that's the show. If you want to come along, grab some tickets, because the likelihood is that they're going to be priced extortionately on the door, depending on how many people turn up, and it'll be worth buying in advance. Levi, are you happy to send a link? I don't know how.
I can definitely chuck it in the chat. Give me 2 seconds, and I will sort that.
So what I'm going to start with, if you're happy, is everyone happy for me to make a start?
Yes, absolutely. Let's go. Let's dive into it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a little album called Death Pledge. Death Pledge literally translates from French as mortgage. And on the front, you can see a nice burning house with a lovely couple on the front who've just bought that house. Did they buy it before it started burning, or did it start burning once they bought it? That's what you're going to find out when you listen to Death Pledge. So it's split into two halves. Predominantly, the reason it's split into two halves is because it's an album of two halves. With part A starting with a song called Simpler Times. Levi, I'm going to hand over to you, and you're going to give us a little bit of a rundown on Simpler Times.
Simpler Times, track number 1. To be honest, I can't think of a better way to open the album than Simpler Times. It absolutely grabs you by the balls rips them off, smashes them into your face. It's a song about the plight of sitting down at your TV, computer, lying in bed on your phone, whatever it is, on your streaming platform of choice, scrolling, never quite finding the thing you want to watch. It's a never-ending cycle, everybody. We all know this feeling. You know, somebody says, oh, you should watch this series. You watch the trailer. That's not really for me. I'm going to keep scrolling. Oh, that looks interesting. I'm not really in the mood for that at the moment. Keep scrolling. That's what Simpler Times is. That is what Simpler Times is about.
When you're in a really big library, isn't it? And you go over to the gardening section and you just stood there looking through the different sort of herbaceous plant books, and you know, you pick one up, you start reading it, you look at the next, and you think, goodness, that actually I'd like to know more about perennials this time. And then you just keep on picking them up, putting them down. And you know what, I miss the simpler times of when the small library in Didcot was there, when it didn't get closed down by the local anyway. It's not about the small library in Didcot that I miss dearly, and it's not about the big library in Littleton Panel that I now have to go to. What it's about is what Levi just said. So moving swiftly on, has anyone any questions about Simpler Times? So we're gonna ask the audience.
Chorus is very good in Simpler Times. What I want to say about the choruses across the board on this album, I may be biased. I think they're some of the best we've ever written. I think they're gonna be stuck in here for weeks, if not at least a day.
That'd be good. That'd be good, wouldn't it? So track number 2 comes The Hatred with Ben Villiers, named after a small chocolate making town in Birmingham.
Bourneville.
Is that not his
Thanks
name?
for spelling out the joke.
So
good.
Levi?
I mean, so The Hatred is quite simple. I mean, you guys have heard it. If you haven't heard it, go and watch the video. That's what this picture's from. You know, it's about hating the guys that you're on tour with. And by the guys you're on tour with, I mean this guy and this guy, as well as, you know, the other two bellends in the band. It's a fucking nightmare is going on tour. It ain't fucking fun. Not when you're not on stage. All right? You got to put up with 4 other fucking morons that are in your space, eating your fucking food. You know, Ben deals with it as well. He can't. People keep stealing his TV fucking remote. Can't watch RuPaul. You know, it's a fucking nightmare is touring, and that's what The Hatred's about. It's about hating the motherfuckers that you're on tour with.
See, I quite like it. I've never really had a problem with touring.
I think it's because you're the one causing the problems, Johnny.
I don't think that's necessarily the case, but just keep myself to myself and do what I need to do.
We have a gay old time, don't we, in the front?
I think we have a wonderful time.
What's that?
Middle seat, choosing the music.
Exactly.
Can't get enough of it, really. So that's The Hatred. We know The Hatred, so we'll move on from The Hatred. Next up is, goodness me, I can't read, is Bad Skills, Brah. Now, I'll tell you one thing about Bad Skills, Brah. This one hasn't been promoted by X Factor legend Wagner, and that's something we probably need to correct.
Do you reckon he's still doing cameos?
Oh, he's got to be. What else is he going to be doing?
Wow, yeah.
You know what? I completely forgot that was a thing.
He was.
Bad Skills, Brah, is an actual follow-on from Mad Skills, Brah. We've done a few of these. We've done a few song continuations in the past. You know,
ideas develop. They're like a fine cheese. They're like a good, strong Gouda.
It was 8 years since we dropped Mad Skills. We're old, you know. We're rusty.
Speak for yourself.
I don't think it was 8
I'm
years.
rusty. Well, how long was
I think
it?
it might have been 6 years. I think you can't count. That's what we've established today. Caster can't count. Levi can't count.
7 years.
I'm probably the only person to be trusted here.
7 years?
I don't mind how you count it, but it certainly wasn't 2015.
7 years. It was 2015.
You
Zodiac RX
carry
came out in
talking about
2015.
skills. Let's not argue. It's not about arguing. Don't let the children see.
Listen, it's been 7 years since we released Mad Skills, bruh. I'm rusty. I'm old. Can't play games no more. These kids are too good. They're fucking beating, killing me. The scores ain't what they used to be. That's what Bad
Can't
Skills
keep up with the
about.
lingo.
Can't keep up with the lingo. The ping. It's sending me, it can't be me. It must be my ping. Do you know what I mean? Controllers, batteries are dying. That's why I'm shit. What else do you want me to say about Bad Skills?
Is it an acceptable cop-out for Levi just to read out the lyrics? Like he has been doing?
I'd have expected more from him.
Yeah.
Actually, I immediately regret that.
Do you want to take the next one on?
I can take the next one. The next song is Should Have Been. And this is with my best friend of all time, Kellen Quinn. Him and
you two are quite close.
He's a gift sent from heaven. And I don't say that lightly about anyone. But genuinely, no, all jokes aside, one of the nicest people in music. Like as a thing that we all know, love, and enjoy, Kellen Quinn is probably better than music.
It was very kind of him to invite you to featuring on When We Were Young Fest as well. It's a shame you couldn't make it.
Well, he asked me to see if I could fit into his briefcase, but unfortunately, it's maybe when I was young, but not anymore. I'm afraid. Just not limber enough. But yeah, a lovely guy, lovely song, lovely video. That I'm expecting to see a lot of other bands take that and make it their own and really sort of go, actually, do you know what? We're looking after the planet. We're not going to fly people all over the world to do music videos. We're just going to order a cardboard cutout and take it for a day out. 5th of November, just around the corner. That's right, Peter. And if I've got anything to do about it, you'll be listening to me drivel on until that moment. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have got Social Pressure. Now, I could talk about this one, but I'd have to have listened to it to give a real impression. So, Levi, shall I hand this one over to you? You want to have a go?
Social Pressure is, I would wager, the oldest song that made it onto this album. It's been in the demo folder for an extremely long time, and we never quite found the time, or like the theme. It didn't quite fit the themes of the album or the records that we were releasing, and it wasn't quite developed enough to the point that it is now. And Social Pressure is a song about trying your best to be a good human being, and vegan, and just the temptations of KFC, of Burger King, of McDonald's. You recognize the smells. You're tempted in through that door. It's so hard. And
Casper, vegan Whopper out of 10.
It's really good. It's a good Whopper.
It is
out
pretty
of all
good.
the Whoppers. Yeah, I think the double Whop is I think is a little too much. A single whop it just hits the spot.
I think didn't somebody wrote a song about a whop, like a single whop, didn't they?
Did they?
Yeah.
Was it us?
No. Honey in the Trap.
Why did you come to me, Johnny, for that? Any particular?
Larry says, where is they going to have vegan nuggets too? They do have vegan nuggets too. They're already a thing that exists in the UK at the very least. Just want to clarify, I am not a vegan, but the song is about trying to be a vegan. There was a time in my life I was trying, and temptations got in the way.
Immersive just said hello. Sunfall earlier said hello. Lightwave are letting the entire squad down, but don't worry, we've got our favourites.
This is actually rehearsal for Saturday.
Yeah.
And it's just disappointing that Lightwave haven't got the memo.
So next up, social pressure. TLDR, about trying to be a vegan. The game we play.
I think you can talk about the game we play.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you haven't sort of gathered already, the album's got some distinct themes, one of which is being on tour and absolutely loathing it from Levi's perspective. Me, on the other hand, have a wonderful time. And the game we play is what I would call a fun game, and Levi would call absolute the worst thing ever. And that's driving through places like London, where the traffic is interesting, heavy. You're trying to drive a massive van through, and it's just about the road rage that you feel, or other people feel, when they're driving around. And if I'm honest, it doesn't really get much deeper than that.
As the reviews that we've had today will tell you that it doesn't get deeper than that.
Too long didn't read with that one.
Said, what did I miss, lads? Can we just go back to the start and start again? Is that all right?
Start again from scratch. Can we just finish off that point? Too long didn't read of the game we play. It's about road rage. Back to the start we go.
Cool, brilliant. So, simpler times.
Well, if we're going right back to the start, we need to talk about the album release show again.
That's a good point. So we've got an album release show on Saturday. That's in the Black Heart in Camden, and we're hyped for it. Get there early. Don't miss the trains. There won't be many of them.
Immerse are going to be there.
Support bands.
Lightwave are going to be
there
there.
Aren't many of them. And
Sunfall are going to be there.
Who knows? They might not be around for long. Can't vouch for anyone these days. Cool. So, as I said, that's clause A. So that's the first part of the album. If you have a vinyl, who wants to see a vinyl? Does anyone want to see one?
Put an emoji in the chat if you want to see the vinyl. I don't care what the emoji is.
So
let those come in.
We
have had Immerse have asked if this is a hot tub stream. I think Cat's currently the closest to it being a hot tub stream. You do seem very relaxed.
I've got shorts on.
You're sure? Are your feet in a paddling pool?
I could put them in a glass of water, dip my toes in.
That's about as close as we'll get. There we go. We got the emojis and we got the vinyl.
The emojis coming through. That's wonderful to see.
That was a bit of a cock tease. Just show us.
The emojis are making it for me.
Here we go.
Oh,
it's
no.
invisible. It's the invisible vinyl.
There we
There
go.
you go.
That's really nice.
Look at
There you
those.
go.
Slowly
Just disappearing.
Like
It's being lost.
Edge.
I don't feel good, Levi.
Is
So,
this one
yeah,
going to be? Hold on. Is this one full length? Rearrested didn't have all songs. What are you talking about?
This is the
You're
real
right.
deal. Ian Beale. Meal deal.
What are you talking about? Rearrested didn't have all songs.
Look, it doesn't matter. All that does matter is that the vinyls have come. It's half an hour before release time, and this is the best thing that could have happened to us. And that means that pre-orders aren't going to arrive 6 months after the album launch. They're actually going to be considerably quicker than that. So thank you everyone who has pre-ordered the album. It's incredibly generous of you, and you've been amazingly patient. And I hope that you'll really enjoy it. And I'm sure that you will, because you've paid a lot of money for it.
You'll
Anyway.
enjoy it whether you want to or not.
Clause A, that's side one of the vinyl. And for the real experience, you need to buy the vinyl, because then when you turn it back over, that goes to clause B. And now clause B, it's almost like we've started again. And there are going to be people, especially on the Patreon, who will recognize the beginning of this song. And it's called The Price of Success.
Is this your favorite song, Johnny?
I mean, I wrote most of it, so yeah. I'd say probably makes
this was written in Leo's attic. This song, for the most part.
I mean,
if I'm not
obviously
mistaken.
we take Leo out of the equation, because what we do is we go 90% of the songwriting credit goes to him, and then Levi and I then squabble over the crumbs that remain.
That's right.
And I'm also here.
Yeah, I mean, Castor's
Castor comes in afterwards and just like play some drums or something.
So yeah, the Price of Success is it was one that really sort of means something to me. It's around having a large amount of orders coming in and having to fulfill those orders, and then having to face the local post office, who you wouldn't necessarily expect this from a postmaster, but they can make you feel very, very small. And despite bringing in what I would deem to be quite a lucrative payload for them, many of them seem to feel quite the opposite, and that I'm actually a massive hindrance when I spend 4.5 hours writing up customs labels on their desk and paying in several different transactions to make sure that my card doesn't get declined.
Surely there's a better way.
Not that I've bothered to look into. I mean, if I found a better, easier way for everything that we did, we wouldn't have an album's worth of material.
That's true. Yeah.
And actually, I feel like this one is going to be particularly relevant for you, Johnny.
Yes, and I don't know if you know how much I'm not looking forward to it.
That's why the song exists, my friend.
Next up, don't want to dwell on that one for too long. No Rules, No Limits. Castor, take it away.
Okay.
And look interested.
No Rules, No Limits.
You know you're fined for every minute of silence on the radio.
Okay.
You lose 10 followers for every second that you're silent.
This is probably one of the only songs I don't actually know what it's about.
Oh, come on.
Is that what it is? Like taking a shit in the mosh pit?
Come on, Castor. As if you think that any of our songs would be as base level as that. I'm genuinely disappointed.
It's just about having a good time, isn't it?
We would never base our whole song around one silly line that I wanted to include in a song.
I'm just disappointed that you think that of us.
I think I've drawn the short straw with this one. Can I have a different one?
No, you can't. You've let the whole team down there. Anyway,
I want everybody to just, send thumbs down emojis for Castor on this one, please, guys, in the chat. Maybe we should sack him. No Rules, No Limits is about letting loose. It's about having a fun time at a ChuggaBoom show, specifically a ChuggaBoom show. You just get so fucking worked up. Sometimes you just got to have a little poo. You're just so excited. That's what it's about. Turn the bass up loud.
That's basically what I said.
Yeah, after you hesitated for a very long time.
Who was responsible for the choreography? Now I'm not going to take all the credit, but I'll take all the credit here.
You can take 85% of the credit.
Does the Macarena take the other 15%?
The Macarena gets 10%, and I get 5% for the squat.
The slut drop.
The slut drop. That rips your trousers.
Yeah. Anyway, that's an expensive mistake. Cool. So that was No Rules, No Limits. We all know that one. We've all listened to it. Next is Smoke Rings of Saturn, Part 3.
Part 3! It's
Part
good, isn't
3.
it? Part 3. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought we'd have got past Part 2? But we did it. The trilogy is here.
Powered on through. And I'll tell you what, all the Smoke Ring songs have at least one brilliant riff in it. And I will say, like the breakdowns have always got that sort of similar theme in them, and it really does call back to earlier albums. But this one just hits a tiny, tiny, tiny bit different, and it's my favorite moment on the album is within this song. And the start of it sounds like a Lily Allen song.
I'm really curious now to know which bit is your favorite bit.
Well, we'll wait. We'll wait until it's out. Maybe we'll do a one of these with the actual song playing in the background. Do we could have done that, couldn't we? We'd have thought.
If we'd.
I can get it on my phone and play really close to my microphone.
I'm really curious. I really want to know. I just really want to know which bit's your favorite bit of the song.
I'm sure you do, and I'm sure that everybody else does, but you'll have to listen to it. And then you'll have to consult me. Any other words on that particular song?
Garlic bread gets mentioned.
Garlic bread gets mentioned, doesn't it? Rude not to. Nothing from you, Levi. Are you done? Have you run out of Duracell?
I think you've covered it. It's
Wonderful.
It's a banger. It is a banger, and it is definitely worthy of the Smoke Rings title.
Wonderful. Next up is I Don't Wanna.
No, if you don't know this one, where have you been?
Where have you been?
It's about not wanting to be an adult anymore. It's as simple as that. It's a manic, quite depressed song.
Has been out for some time already.
It's been out for a little while. It's got a music video.
3 months when this journey started, the Death Pledge era started with the drop of I Don't Wanna back in the summer months. What a time to have been alive back in those summer months. Wasn't it such a fun summer? We got up to so much stuff, arranging music videos, sorting out the artwork to the album.
Came to Manchester,
lived the dream on the hottest day of the year, hottest day on record in the UK.
Wasn't it? I think that was Nottingham, wasn't it?
Nottingham.
Yeah.
Nottingham, the hottest day of the year was Nottingham. And I Don't Want It is that's the nostalgia for me. That's the one that every time I think of that summer, I'll think, I don't want to. So don't really need to dwell on that for too long, do we?
No, I wouldn't say so.
Our time.
Our time, I believe, was the final song we wrote for the album. Fun fact. It was Bad Skills, bruh, and then it was Our Time. And Our Time is sort of just, about the doubts. How long is it going to take to break? That's essentially, what it's about. But we've decided this is our time.
It's quite an old school ChuggaBoom sounding record, I think. What do you reckon?
I think that there's definitely there's a vocal style that is quite unique to this song. The chorus is definitely big and anthemic. It's pretty full on the whole time. I'd say it's super high energy is Our Time. I wouldn't say it sounds like old school ChuggaBoom, but it's definitely not, pushing many boundaries, I guess.
Don't put yourself down.
It's a great song. I really, really like it. I think it's going to be one of the unsung heroes of this album, I think.
Talking of unsung heroes, the final album track is the album track, and it's called Death Pledge. Now, I wasn't so sure on Death Pledge the first time I heard it. However, spoiler, we're playing it at the album release show because why wouldn't you? It's the Death Pledge album release show, and by playing that one, we probably get a couple of credits to knock off a couple of the crap ones that we don't have to play. And after playing it live, the song absolutely transforms. And I mean, I've seen bands many a time that I've not really liked. I think Gojira will be an example of a band that I don't necessarily think that all of their songs sound great recorded. But when you watch them live, it's just a spectacle and it sounds amazing. And it's been created for live. Death Pledge has that vibe about it, that it sounds like it's been created for live to be performed.
It is definitely the song that for me is the rawest. It's the most real. You can hear in my voice at the end of the song, I'm like giving it fucking everything. It's easily the biggest, for me, probably the most important song on the record, and I think everybody is going to be blown away when they hear it. At least I fucking hope so, because that song, it was written at a really interesting time. It was actually written during the Chugmas Christmas #1's album writing period of time. We put it to the side. We went, no, this one, this is for the next project. And it was. It's a really important song on the album. I think everyone's going to resonate with it. And that's all I'm going to say.
Well, hopefully it comes out of Vera and Leo's writing session a stronger song that we can all get behind. So, everybody, that was Death Pledge, which you can pre-order now, but you can only actually legally pre-order it for another 45 minutes. So, if you want to...
Hold on a minute. What time are you on?
1 hour 40. He's not put his watch back.
So 1 hour and 45 minutes is your official pre-order, unless you're from Germany, and then I would be right. Thank you very much. That it would be 45 minutes. Vinyls are looking absolutely gorgeous. Levi, can I ask whether we did the thing that we needed to do in order to potentially...
Not yet, but I will sort it after this stream.
Right, that's not useful. Sorry, guys. Sorry we had to air our dirty laundry in front of you right there. That was unexpected from you, Levi.
Well, I did tell you I was going to sort it after the stream. So
Levi Michael Taurus. Disappointed. Jamie's ordered the vinyl. I tell you what, you
Thank you
haven't
very
ordered,
much, Jamie.
and that's the vinyl that's in this here.
Nobody's ordered that vinyl.
Who's getting that one?
Well, people can order that vinyl, and now would have been a great time to have told them about it. If you've got a pre-order and you want to order this vinyl, which will be on our store in about 5 minutes' time, Levi.
I haven't got time. It's going to take a bit longer than that.
Well, whilst Levi's ferreting away trying to do that, if you have a pre-order, if you have already bought something, we will send this particular vinyl with free shipping. So you just have to pay for the vinyl itself, and Levi will sort that out for you. You'll get it up on the store, and you can order this particular vinyl. Do people want to see it? Emojis in the chat if you want to see it.
I think we need to work out the logistics of what you've just said, but sure.
One emoji.
I don't see enough emojis.
Unsheathed.
There we go. They're coming through. I think they've earned it. Are we ready?
This better be fucking worth it, Johnny.
Wow.
Another
That's very
invisible
pretty.
vinyl.
Another invisible vinyl. Look at that. Beautiful. One more. So, for any of you collectors out there, keep an eye on the merch store. It'll be coming soon. If you've already got a pre-order, we'll have a look through. Leave it in the notes and let us know what your order number is, and we'll make sure that you get free shipping on this particular vinyl.
You will have to leave a note. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Mistakes can happen, but I will endeavor to do my best to do my duty for God and for the King.
So there you go. Is there anything else you want to say, boys?
I only have one thing to say, and that's, can you put that vinyl online so that our friends can order it?
Toby has just come in with this. They will be at the Death Pledge release show. If you want to get them before anybody else, that's the way to get it. Come to the album release show. You can be the first ones to get your hands on the vinyl.
And just to mention that purple one is purple for one reason.
Go on.
That's my favorite color. I think I remember Levi asking.
What was your favorite color? Oh,
What's
purple.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
What color do you want this to be?
He's not actually making that up. That was a real conversation.
Same color as my drum kit, mate.
Wonderful. Well, that was a very, very exciting story, and I'm very glad you told us that. That doesn't sell vinyls, though. What does sell vinyls is Levi leaving this call, going onto Shopify, putting the vinyl up there, and you guys going over there, buying the vinyl, and then I will then administrate and make sure that people do not pay for shipping where they have already paid. I've got nothing more to say on the matter.
I just want people to come down to the fucking London show.
That would be beautiful. If you haven't got your tickets, get your tickets. Like I said, Toby, our manager, is going to be extorting people on the door. He's made that very clear. So if you have not bought your tickets, please do. And then you can enjoy us for at least £5 less than you would if you turn up on the door.
There you go. He's doing the work for us. Come to London, get your tickets now. And the price on the door is £5,939.
No finance available.
No finance. We don't
One
accept
payment.
Klarna.
Cash
There
only.
you go. Just get your fucking tickets online, everybody.
Vinyls will be online in the next 10 minutes. I have it guaranteed.
Wonderful. Right. Thank you for hanging out with the Boom crew. And I pre-save that album. The link should be in the description of this video. And we're in the Death Pledge era, motherfuckers. It feels good.
Feels good to be back, doesn't it?
We need to check in on Leo, I think, make sure the album's coming along well.
To be fair, he's got an extra hour than I thought he did, so I'm sure we'll be absolutely fine.
Wonderful. Thanks, everybody. We will see you again soon. See you in Camden, motherfuckers. And do those things that we've asked you to do.
Big love.